Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. All of you gorgeous souls that make your way to my space to connect and share time together. I appreciate you so abundantly. Again, thank you. Before we get started, very quickly, would just like to express a little bit of excitement. I reached over 500 subscribers, which is a huge deal for my channel because it's been very slow going, and that's a huge milestone in my mind. So that happened kind of late last night, and it was very um, just gave me a moment of reflection and again appreciation and thankfulness for the fact that things are starting to pick up and really grow, and everything that I'm doing is really starting to reach more people. So that's amazing. And on that note, if you first of all have never been here before and you end up enjoying this content today, please consider liking, subscribing, engaging with the content. That interaction is so important for newer channels or smaller channels like mine. It really makes a huge difference. So please don't forget to do that if you feel guided and called to do so. So today's reading that I have for you is going to be everybody's classic favorite, kind of the tried and true when it comes to your person and your connection, and that is how they're feeling. So I have 3 cover cards for you, as I've been doing lately. You will select your reading either by, the pile number 1, 2, or 3, by, of course, the animal spirit energy that's embodied on the card, or even the keywords underneath. This is the Familiar Field Oracle deck, which is beautiful. Same, creator as the Field Tarot. So we have the crab, growth, trust, and security. We have the ant, which is unity, teamwork, and burden. Or we have the penguin, which is devotion, sociability, and order. If none of these things are standing out to you, you can also go ahead and reflect on the timestamps. Those are always included for you in the description box below. That can be a way to choose your pile as well, but ultimately always lean on and trust your intuition. Whatever that first initial kind of impression is, where your eye goes first, that's kind of how I choose when I watch readings myself personally. And again, I just want to guide everybody that when you are choosing a reading, first of all, sometimes there may be messages in more than one pile if you're guided to more than one pile, but also, it's not unheard of that you could end up actually, your reading could be a pile that you weren't initially drawn to. So just keep that in mind. Try to, again, set your intentions that you're really open to ensuring that you arrive at the right insights for your situation, that you are ready to receive all of the messages that are about to present regarding your person and the connection. And then just choose, again, whichever pile is most resonating with you in energy, how it feels, how it looks, or again, whichever one is pulling at you. Don't necessarily choose a pile based upon just what you want or hope to hear, but what is really, again, kind of speaking to you at a deeper level. So that's my little PSA on that. And before we begin as well, this is one of the cards that I'm going to be using today, or decks, I should say. And I was going to use these as a cover cards in place of the Familiar Field Oracle, but then I didn't. And yet this one kind of slid off the top as I was getting ready to get all of the decks out and just have them prepared to begin the readings. So the healer energy for me, it's called the Dog Rose in this deck, which is the, what is it? The Oracle of Roses? Yep, Oracle of Roses deck by Sherilyn Darcy. It's beautiful. Like, these are the backs. Absolutely stunning. This energy, first and foremost for me, being a healer, being somebody who does this line of work with spirituality in the spiritual community, it's a reminder to me that, we are all healers in our own way. And so if I am able to touch and reach anybody with my messages, no matter if it's one person or 100 or 1,000 or whatever the case may be, then I've done my job and I've fulfilled my purpose, my intention behind the reading. So that was a little reminder for me. If that speaks to you in any kind of a way, then that's beautiful. I also got an impression that if somebody is needing healing, if you're going through a difficult time, I know illness just went through our house. We're on the tail end of it. If you're currently ill or just had an injury or just anything where your well-being and your wellness is kind of, you know, a little less than ideal, then we're going to send you abundant healing and good vibes for a continued healing process so that you can regain your sense of well-being. And then dog rose. Doggers, you know, dogs are a symbol of loyalty and companionship. Roses, of course, are a symbol of love. So this could just be a nod for somebody in their reading to come about a loyal person, feeling very much attached and committed. So we'll see, but that was just really interesting that that wanted to come out. So on that note, I've been long-winded enough. Go ahead and select your pile, and I will meet you over there for your reading. Let's go ahead and take a look at what your person is currently feeling. Hey, pile one. Thank you so much for being here today. You chose this beautiful crab energy. I'm very partial to the crab. I'm a Cancer, so I really, really enjoy this energy so, so much. Let's see if you can get a good close-up view of this. The keywords attached to this particular card in this deck are growth, trust, and security. So what I'm getting first and foremost of how your person is feeling, we're taking a look at their feelings for you and the connection today. You know, the crab is all about, it does say trust and security. This is depicting a hermit crab, which they do hermit inside of their shells. Cancerian energy, which of course the crab is tied to, and just crabs in general, are very guarded animals. They need to have that security, that safe haven energy. They're all about the home and family. They're all about feeling very content and secure and stable. I think that your person does have a lot of deep-rooted feelings for you. I think they may keep them a bit contained, right? Like hide them away in their shell, or they may be a bit distant at this time, a little bit you know, not super forthcoming with their feelings and that kind of emotional energy. But at the root of it all, just remember that even though the crab hides in the shell, they do eventually come out. They also have a very hard exterior, but underneath is this soft body. So it's all speaking to the fact that there may be this like level of coldness or this sort of emotional distance or emotional tepidness is kind of more so the keyword I'm getting. And yet underneath is a lot of this really soft, beautiful, loving energy, watery energy, again, associated to Cancer and the crab. So we'll see how that kind of relates to the rest of your reading today. And then if you skip the intro, this card was going to be is from the deck, the Oracle of the Roses, where I was going to actually use that deck for the cover cards today, and yet I didn't. And then as I was kind of just preparing all of the decks, this one slid out. I don't know like what it really fully relates to in terms of the demographic, the people, which pile. So I'm just going to keep it out for everybody. But you know, the healer energy, again, I'm sending healing if anyone needs it. This is a reminder for a lot of people that if you happen to be a healer, if you happen to provide readings or a kind of healing modality in the spiritual realm, that's kind of a little bit of a sign and sync for you today. But also the kind of the keyword at the bottom for the healer in this deck is the dog rose. And dogs relate to, of course, loyalty, companionship, obedience, even in some cases. And then, of course, roses are all about love. So this could be kind of foretelling that there is a very committed, loyal energy, a devoted energy that's going to come through today. Again, I don't know which pile it relates to, so I'm just going to keep it here to the side, and then whenever I feel like it's relevant, I'll kind of bring it forward. But it slid right out and slid onto the floor, like it made a jump, a leap. It was definitely meant to be here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to begin with tarot today. This is the Titanic Tarot Risen Spirits deck. So this is the second version, kind of like the reworked version of the Titanic Tarot, which is stunning. By TJ Tomlinson, I believe, or RJ Tomlinson, who is a very nice guy, great creator. I have connected with him personally, and he's a super, super great person, and I really love his work. A very different energy to these decks. So, pile one, let's take a look at how your person is feeling. Let's start with kind of what is going on in your situation currently. This is going to help you to just know if you're in the right place. And if it doesn't sound or feel right to you for your current situation, just know that, you know, maybe perhaps this isn't your pile, or stick around and see if there's a message within. Usually when we're attracted to a pile, there's a reason, but then go ahead and also be sure to choose another pile and just, again, listen to the beginning few minutes and see if that pile doesn't resonate better for you than this one. What's going on for pile one? So we have the Nine of Wands. Let's do 3 cards today. The Devil, And the 8 of Coins. Okay. So already, pile one, what's going on with your person is I feel like there's most definitely a disconnect. If it isn't full on, no contact, it's again, emotional distance. It could be physical distance in some cases. Remember, we have this hermit crab energy. This is the energy of somebody who is sort of holding back or withdrawing, hermiting, turning inward, necessarily not coming out of their shell much. But we also have here the 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands is an energy always of somebody who's kind of a little bit also hesitant. I always call it sort of like riding the line or surrounding the border or the perimeter, not ever coming forward, but also not giving up either. So this could be your person who's kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out is the energy I'm getting. They're very much still here. Energetically, again, also because wands relate to fire energy, they relate to the energy of the spirit realm and of course of action and just the more active energies within tarot. And so I do think this person is still invested at an energetic level. However, I am definitely seeing that this person is in a very heavy energy at this time with the devil and the 8 of coins, the 8 of pentacles. So whether they are in the midst of some sort of challenging, difficult situation in their personal life, outside of the connection, there's an attachment of some sort, and there's something that's diverting their focus away from this connection, because as you can see, the 8 of Pentacles, the person's back is turned and they're kind of focused on work in another direction. So if this isn't work related, then it's just something else, again, that's kind of taking the time and attention away, by your person. And it's something that's pretty heavy with the devil showing up here. And that's really impacting things and making it difficult for you guys to connect. So if that sounds like your situation, then keep watching. If it doesn't, let's go ahead and, navigate to one of the other piles, and I'm sure one of those will better pick up your energy. So let's see what's actually going on now in terms of how your person, the person you're thinking of, pile one, how are they currently feeling about you? I'm again just guided to do 3 cards today instead of 4, so that's what we're going to do. So we have the Page of Cups, which is a beautiful energy. This is kind of like the beginning stirrings of love. We have the 7 of Swords. They could be hiding it though. There's definitely an element of secrecy or, again, avoidance, emotional avoidance, tepidness. We have the Fool. Okay, actually there's something really big coming through here. Let's go ahead and clarify. For a lot of you, this is a newer connection. And when I say newer, you could have been, involved with this person for a year or 2, but it doesn't feel like a super long-standing years and years or decades long connection. This is a bit newer in the energy. So for the Page of Cups, we have the Knight of Cups. For the 7 of Swords, we have the 4 of Cups. Ooh, okay. And for the Fool, that was a lot of cards. For the Fool, we're going to re-pull because that was a lot of cards falling out. But, I think that there is definitely a sensation coming through here in this pile 1, that there is an urge on the part of your person to come forward and to have like this new beginning in some way where you're concerned with the Fool energy. And there we have the dog presenting. So the dog rose could be for you for this pile. We'll see. Or maybe it relates to all the piles. Who knows? All right, we have the 2 of Coins. So there is, again, so much of that kind of like very strong energy of wanting to go forward with that Fool, how all of those cards spilled out. But then at the same time, we have the 2 of Pentacles. So the energy, again, of how I said before with the 9 of Wands, somebody who's kind of half in, half out. They're sort of riding the line. They're unsure either how to go about this or if they should do it at all. Let's get a clarifier for that. So what is the energy tied to the 2 of Pentacles and the Fool? The 10 of Swords. They're very unsure if this is what they should be doing at this time. If a new beginning is, if timing is right. Tens in tarot represent the ends of cycles. The 10 of Swords specifically relates to the energy of healing being needed, a lot of painful, very heavy energy. It's also about cycles closing out, of course. So this could be a painful cycle of something, or something very heavy in their energy that is needing to close out, but this person is having difficulty doing that. We did have the devil present out earlier. For a lot of you, it's not so much that they don't want this new beginning with you, but you know, when we have Pentacles energy presenting out, especially for feelings, this is a focus on the practical realm. And so there could be some material, you know, concerns. There could be financial concerns, or there could be other, you know, aspects of their life, other parties, or other things at play, and how they would need to close those things out before they could come forward to you and have this new beginning. And that's what they're kind of delaying or being unsure about. They feel a lot with this Page of Cups, and it's clarified by the Knight of Cups. And again, there's all these cards of, you know, movement. These are movement and message cards for me, or cards of coming forward, cards of wanting to extend forth that cup of love to, you know, to share and be expressive in how they're feeling, which I do definitely feel like there are deep feelings here for you, Pile 1. But at the same time, this person is a bit avoidant of that energy, or they're, you know, with this Four of Cups especially, this is like, I just don't want to deal with that, not today or not right now. It's a definitely more of an avoidance sort of an energy coming through for me. And it's almost like what's coming through also is live to fight another day. So like, you know, I want this. I feel that this is where I'm headed, or what I'm working towards, where I'm going to be offering my cup of love perhaps, but the time necessarily isn't now. I'm going to save it for another day. That's kind of why this guy with this Two of Pentacles energy is like in those two different worlds, or two different options, two different minds about the issue. Should I just do it and get it over with, kind of rip off the band-aid, close out this difficult cycle of the Ten of Swords energy here? Or do I wait? Do I wait at a different time? Everything is surrounding timing with this person, more so than should they do it at all again. I think the desire is very strongly there for you, Pile 1. But it's a matter of when and how. And I think timing is the biggest component that your person is considering when it comes to this. And that's also the biggest point of contention of why they're kind of struggling to make moves or to go forward with their plans, is because I think they're just wondering about the best timing and way in which to go about it, the best manner to approach it. So let's get some Oracle out here on the table. We've got plenty of room. How is Pile 1's person feeling about them, please? Coming apart. Your connection is most definitely making your person come undone and need to examine their life and transform. You know, I'm almost feeling like falling apart, coming apart is falling apart, and then putting the pieces back together. So I'm going to say that even though I haven't seen a whole lot of Pentacles energy, it definitely feels with this Fool presenting, which is like a whole new beginning, a whole new life to me. That is the first card in the Major Arcana. It is card 0. It is the start, the very, very, the impetus to this kind of getting this connection, getting off the ground. What's coming through to me is that your person may already have an established life, either independently as a single person, but you know, maybe they're a little bit older in age, or they're very set in their ways, or they've been single for a very long time, and it would be very difficult for them to, you know, even the thought of integrating with somebody again in a romantic sense. Or your person again could already have someone else that they're committed to or involved with romantically. And so again, this connection with you has caused them to have to re-examine their life, to pick apart the pieces. You know, they're a little avoidant right now, but they're also still, I think, facing that truth just in a softened, sort of a slightly less direct way. They get a lot of insights and different things, little hits from source, to work at this, you know, and to resolve this, and to not completely put this off. It is the central energy, so it's definitely there, but it's not the predominant energy I'm getting. In fact, I think overall this person really does feel strongly enough that they feel like motivated and driven enough, especially with this ride the wave energy, to change. And in fact, 14 reduces to number 5, which 5s in tarot do, you know, relate back to the Hierophant, which is higher learning, wisdom, spirituality and change. So I do think this person is on a spiritual journey, and it has all started because of this connection with you, and they're needing to examine life. They're needing to allow things to come undone and then rebuild them, rework them, put them back together. But that's a very daunting process, especially for somebody if they are a Cancer energy, or if they are somebody who's a little bit more, again, deeply rooted in the 3D. To have your sense of stability rattled when that is kind of like the framework of your identity or your peace, and you don't have necessarily that strong spiritual backing, that strong sense of conviction and alignment within, which isn't to say your person can't eventually, but at this present time they kind of don't. Well, then when, you know, anything in the physical 3D realm does get rattled, it's very unsettling. And I think that's where your person is at. But we have ride the wave here, which is a beautiful energy. This energy also relates to, of course, dolphin energy. Dolphins are very beautiful social creatures. They're very happy. They represent a lot of abundance. And I think your person just feels super content with you, super happy with you. And I can't help but notice it's an actual pair of dolphins. And even though I don't necessarily think of dolphin, you know, pairs as like mating for life, like how, you know, penguins do or swans do, or, you know, any of those animals, I do know that dolphins, you know, the dolphin family, which includes orca whales as well, my favorite, they're very emotionally evolved and complex animals, and they develop very strong social hierarchies and social systems and networks between them, and they do love deeply, and they have strong connections with others. And so I do again think this person sees very much a lot of that in you, feels a very kindred spirit like energy with you, feels like you could be compatible as a life partner. And I think that's a huge compliment that I want to actually, you know, focus on for a moment, because if this person's already especially been committed to somebody else either in the past and they thought that that was going to work out and then that broke apart, or they're with somebody now but they always believed that was kind of like their forever person, and then for that to not continue to materialize and be that, and now they're facing and needing to examine this reality that, you know, perhaps it's someone else, in fact you, that I'm feeling this way about. That's a huge honor. I think that's a huge compliment, because that, you know, they've known real love, and yet they're feeling and recognizing this real love within you as well. How else is pile one's person feeling, please? Passion. So this person is very fired up for you. You know, again, we had those wands come out, and even though the 9 of Wands is definitely not a passionate energy, it's the energy of someone invested, and they really, you know, can't foresee themselves letting this pass them by, letting this go fully. We have new love. Again, I felt this is very much a new connection, or a newer connection for a lot of you. Those initial stirrings of love are beginning to pick up, is what I'm hearing for them as well. With the Page and Knight of Cups, this is somebody who is at the beginning stages, I think, of falling in love, in fact, and then, you know, kind of also sort of wondering, should they express that? Should they share that with you? Let go of control issues. Yeah, this person is very much, again, rooted in the 3D. It's hard for them to completely kind of abandon their logical senses and their 3D senses, and then to just flow with that intuitive, emotional side to them. It's very hard for them to release and just be and flow with how things are presenting. It feels out of control for them. But again, it's another lesson that they're learning, and this is really important. And then just as a little bit of a further sync for yourself is on the bottom of the deck. So there is something, especially with that devil energy coming out, that your person does feel the need to free themselves from before they can be with you. They do not feel free right now to love you or to give to you equally, or to really explore this love in the way that they would like to. And what I'm hearing is that if they could, this would be like explosive. This would be such a beautiful, just expansive, amazing, loving energy that you guys would share. The synergy, it would just be magnetic. It would be so, so strong. And this person holds back a lot, holds back their passion, holds back the emerging sort of loving feelings that they are having, even though they've definitely come in, they're still there. But they try to hold back this wave as much as they feel it, because they're trying to control the situation. And a big part of that is because they feel like they have to hold themselves back. And the devil also is about attachment. So it could be attachment to something in their life currently that, again, is not healthy. It could also be an attachment to someone else and also just a need for control, being very, again, this is a distorted energy of being kind of in the ego, of in the 3D mind only, and needing to hold back and control this obsessive or controlling way about themselves. But it's kind of a twofold message. There's definitely, I think, for a lot of you, like a third party energy, even though we've gotten no indications of that in the actual cards. It's just intuitively coming through to me that there's probably another person, another party to the mix. And as I'm talking about the devil and shuffling, we have then codependency coming out. So codependency is a factor, absolutely. Again, whether to a person, a substance, work, some element or aspect of their life, there is another third party situation at play, definitely for you guys with pile 1. So let's see here. I want to get some more tarot. And I want to know what else. What else do we need to know about this person's feelings for pile 1, please? What are we at with time? We're pretty okay. Let's get some just a little bit more guidance. What we can find out about your person. So the Page of Coins. This person wants to make you an offer. They want to come forward, but they want to do it when they actually have something to offer and to give, is what I'm getting. The Three of Pentacles. There's a want and a desire to collaborate, to create together, to come together, but everything is in the planning stage right now with the Three of Wands energy. This person's definitely not feeling incredibly guided to act at this moment in time. I'm seeing a lot of slower energies, the Nine of Wands, which is an energy of inactivity. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Devil, of course, presenting the Two of Coins. We do have the Page and Knight of Cups, which is beautiful. This person wants to act, but in terms of, feeling readiness to do that, I think they're, again, still in the planning stages. What exactly are they planning or waiting for? We have the Four of Wands. The Eight of Cups. Okay. So what they're planning for everybody watching this pile is to come forward to you. So the Eight of Cups always represents a journey of some kind, whether physical or inward. I definitely think they're already on that inward journey, that inward path towards you, towards union with this Four of Wands and Temperance. This is a reunion energy. It is a coming together energy. It's blending, merging, alchemizing. It's beautiful when it comes to love. So they're already energetically walking towards you, or they've already made their choice, essentially, is what I'm hearing. But practically speaking, I also think they're kind of perhaps waiting so they feel enough courage to make moves in their physical life, so that, again, they have something that they can show you to say, like, I'm making changes, or I'm doing something, or something has, transformed in my life in the physical 3D realm that's going to allow me to offer something to you, or to allow us to make plans to be together. Everything I've been waiting for, that I've been feeling guided that I want to do with you, now has practical kind of like sure-footedness in the 3D, where we can take action and begin things together, as a unit, as a couple. So is there anything else that I want to share with you guys today? We got a lot. This was a pretty involved reading for not even that many cards. Let's get some messages from your person. What would they choose to say to you today about how they're feeling? Okay. A ton of cards spilled out. You're going to get them all. And then we're just going to call it a day. So the first one that I saw was, can we just kiss all night? So kissing may be significant for your connection. We have, I know that I'm hiding deep feelings for you, and now I feel stuck. Yeah, exactly. So that's another part of the, devil energy, is that need for control and not feeling secure and sharing necessarily, everything, because I think it's very deeply rooted and not necessarily always so healthy. Maybe it's a little obsessive borderline. So this person's just feeling like a need, again, to kind of withdraw into their shell right now. Love isn't always on time. Please be patient with me. That's just, for some of you. If I was not looking for something like this, again, if they are married or involved with someone else, that could very much be the case. We have, it is easier to stay away now than lose you later. So maybe this person's very fearful, especially if it's that other storyline I was getting about they're feeling, like this emerging new love again after a loss, or after something else didn't work out that they thought was going to, and kind of going to be their forever situation. And that's scary, especially if they weren't looking for it. I want to follow you through all time and all universes. That's beautiful. We have, can you handle all my scars? So if this person has any sort of damage or some, you know, bad habits, again, we have that devil coming out, codependency, who knows? You know, that's something that is a factor they want you to be aware of. I'm not ready for commitment with anyone. So they may not be ready to actually make those changes yet in their life, pile 1. And the final card, you are my destiny. So beautiful. I hope that you've enjoyed this reading today. If you have, please consider subscribing, engaging with the content on this channel in other ways, sharing it, liking it, and stopping by again to visit and share and connect over a future reading as well. In the meantime, pile 1, I hope you take great care. I'm sending you so much loving, abundant energy. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 2. Thank you so much for being here with me today, where we're going to be taking a look at your person's truest, deepest feelings for you. So what's really going on with their emotional feelings and energy surrounding you and the connection. We're going to get all of the details. So to start, you know, if you skip the intro, this card is from the Oracle of the Roses deck. I was going to use these cards as the cover cards for you to choose from today and then didn't. And then as I was just kind of setting that deck aside, this card came out. And so the healer, so far, I don't think it resonated fully with pile 1. I'm waiting to see which pile it is for. It could just be for everybody collectively. But, you know, if you are somebody who is dealing with illness or injury, I've kind of encountered both recently as well as others close to me. You know, I'm going to send you abundant healing for full recovery and return to wellness and well-being. If you are somebody who is a healer, who does readings, or who is, you know, involved in some other spiritual healing modality, this could be a little kind of a sync for you. We also, of course, have dog rose energy coming through. This is the dog rose that's depicted for that card. And dogs, of course, represent devotion, loyalty, companionship. And, you know, of course, the rose is related to love. So we could be picking up on the energy of somebody very devoted to you. Now, pile 1 definitely had that coming through, but I would think there's going to be an element of that with everybody. So I'm just waiting for that big moment where whatever reason, you know, whoever this was for that to slide out and onto the floor like that so strongly. Whatever that's meant for, I want that to be there and ready for me. But in terms of your reading, you were drawn to the ant today, which is unity, teamwork, and burden. I'm always so perplexed by this card because usually this is a beautiful deck, by the way. This is the Familiar Field Oracle. All of the keywords usually make so much sense, but on a few cards, including this one, there's like 2 keywords that really make sense and resonate and kind of tie in together, and then one that's like completely out in left field. So what I'll say is this: the burden energy comes in that the ant is incredibly small as a creature. It is, you know, carrying and bearing the burden and the weight of, you know, needing to move things and collect things, you know, even this leaf that are like 10 times its size, or, you know, that it's always dealing with a need to kind of exert physical force and physical work. And of course, we also have the energies of unity and teamwork coming out for the ant spirit, because ants are kind of like bees with that community mentality, that need to come together to kind of support the greater collective. It's a very self-sacrificing energy. This is going to relate in some way to the feelings of your person, for you, for the connection or surrounding the connection. We're going to see how that fits as we kind of pull more cards. But I'm going to start today with the Titanic Risen Spirits Tarot deck, and then we'll pull Oracle and message cards at the end. I'm going to start by just asking for a few cards as to getting some insight of what's going on currently in your connection. That's going to help you to quickly determine if you're in the right place or if you need to consider looking at a different pile. So while I'm shuffling, go ahead. I forgot to tell pile 1, but choose your sign if you feel guided to do so. That's always super important. But also for all of my readings, all of my viewers that do come here, I ask that you set your intention. You should set intentions before anything that you do, but especially before a reading. That could be as simple as just literally saying, I'm open, willing, and ready to receive all of the insights that I'm going to have presented forth for me, so that you can get the best out of all of these messages and insights from source. You want to be in the best energy possible, and you want to set the tone for the reading. So pile 2, what's currently going on in your connection with your person? We have the 7 of Cups, 5 of Coins, it's Pentacles energy, of course, and the 6 of Wands. Okay. You know, what's strongly coming through for me, pile 2, is so somebody's been either ghosted or shut out. The Five of Pentacles is an energy of being kind of cast out, left out in the cold. You know, and it's interesting the kind of polarity of these two images, because with the Six of Wands, normally that's a card of success and victory and recognition. It's a beautiful card, and it depicts a couple here, or two people at least. And they're sharing in this moment. It also relates to the idea of ceremony, but there's something, you know, there's an element of, again, community or others, other people watching, or other people being aware of this connection, or, you know, all eyes on your person perhaps. But there's just an element of like publicity or other people, again, you know, community, teamwork, the unity of a collective, a community that's involved in this connection. And I think your person has kind of turned your back, or somebody's turned their back on this connection and kind of made the other person feel very, you know, again, cast out, very much just put aside and not important, while the other person just moves forward with their life. I'm going to assume it's your person. And of course we have Seven of Cups here, which is the energy of course, options or different paths, different routes that can be taken. But it also relates to, of course, idealism and dreaminess, daydreaming. So I'm getting a really distinct image here of like somebody who has ghosted somebody else, or who's left somebody behind, moved forward in their life, but it's all for appearances. It's all for, again, that self-sacrificing energy of serving the greater good, the greater collective. But yet this person kind of in their mind or in their private time is very much desiring of making a different choice, of being able, you know, to have the freedom and the ability to choose something else. I just think that everything looks good on paper, or things appear to be, you know, stable and secure. It's like a picture perfect image, and yet what belies that, what's underneath, is just a lot of unhappiness. And this could be mirrored too. Maybe you're putting on a front that you're okay, pile 2, and you're really not. But you know, there's kind of, especially with that burden energy, a need that's felt on both sides of the equation in this connection to just like push through the pain and the suffering that we're both feeling about this disconnect, or about the state of this connection between us. So if that sounds like you, then keep watching. If it doesn't, go ahead and just select one of the other piles. No worries. We're going to go ahead and see now how your person is feeling about you in the connection, pile 2. So we have the Chariot, Cancer energy coming out strong first and foremost. We have the Sun, beautiful. Yeah, really strong Cancer vibes, summery vibes. That could be significant for some of you. And we have the Hermit. 3 majors to start us off. These are big energies, big feelings, big energies occurring for you too, pile 2. And we have the Hierophant. So more majors. 3 of Pentacles for the Sun. And we have the 8 of Swords for the Hermit. Your person's definitely in a low place. So you could have walked away from this person, in fact. And maybe they're observing you, they're watching you. You know, the Sun is also just making me think of illumination for some reason. And then the 3 of Pentacles. Again, this energy of like teamwork and being in the spotlight, or being, you know, out in the world, out in the collective, with the 6 of Wands also presenting. The energy is really strongly coming forward for me that like this person that you're dealing with is seeing you kind of like from an outsider's perspective. They're feeling shut away, definitely, like they've been cast out, and like they can't reach you now. Like there's been like a wall put up, or a disconnect, and they feel very stuck. This person wants nothing more than to speak to you, to come forward, to, for some of you, like friend request you if you guys aren't friends on social media, or to just like, they hate that they have to hide everything, and that they have to stay like in the darkness and sort of be like a lurker. They hate that they have to just observe and watch you living your life, you know, and that they can't be a party to that. They feel very lost without you. They feel very, again, isolated and alone. Again, you know, the image of the Chariot energy is very interesting, because it's depicting the larger ship kind of in the distance now, and the focus is on these smaller ships that are coming more towards the the center or focal point of the imagery. So again, there's this strong tie for me of this person feeling like you've moved on, or like you're moving forward without them. For some of you, they're wondering if you are in a relationship, or if you are dating or wanting to date other people, or like if you've moved on, not just physically, but energetically and emotionally as well. They're wondering that. But I want to get some clarifiers, because this is like insane to get 4 out of 6 cards being major arcana energies. So let's get some more clarifiers, shall we? More detail. How is this person feeling? Pile 2's person. What is the Chariot and the Hierophant here for? The 4 of Wands. There's definitely the energy of a connection, like a relationship as well here. For some of you, this could be a marriage. You could be in a marriage, or they could be, and that's not allowing things to flow easily. But there's just a lot of, again, the main message for me is that this person's feeling very like stressed about the idea that they're going to miss the boat, literally miss the boat, that you're moving on, and that you're going to end up being with somebody else, and that you're going to end up committed in a committed situation with someone else. I don't know if you've communicated this, or if this is just something they're observing, or they're in their own mind and kind of, you know, sometimes with the 9 of Swords especially, that's an energy of like, we're really kind of jogging up a lot of that in our own mind. We're allowing our mind to run away with us. We're overthinking to the point of it's causing actual like anxiety and fear and pain, paranoia. The 9 of Swords is very much like it's worse in our own mind than what it is in reality. But I think that your person may have seen or observed something, right, as part of this like observing you, watching you energy, and now they're worried. They're worried that you're really moving on, like this is really serious. And that's stressful to them, because that's obviously not what they want. What's the Sun and the 3 of Pentacles? The Ace of Swords. This sword has been put down. It's been dropped. Again, this person very much feels like you just dropped them or dropped the ball. I'm just being honest. You know, you can take this how you like. But this person does feel let down. They do feel like you're no longer fighting for them or fighting for this connection. Kind of like your passion or your desire and your drive for them has sort of died. And that's kind of what's being awakened within them, or what's coming to light for them. With the Sun, I also look to that as clarity above all else. You know, it's the light shining on a situation, and how they're feeling is like, especially with the Ace of Swords, that's that sword of truth just coming in to slice away any of this cloudiness that we also had in the 7 of Cups. You know, maybe this lack of clarity, of not seeing things clearly or seeing them for what they are. And you know, there's more to that row, so we're going to get another clarifier. But the first message definitely coming out is that they're feeling like things are in a low place, like you've definitely kind of given up. Maybe you have. The 9 of Cups. What they want so much is to be with you, and they also realize that in order to get what they want, they have to take action. They have to pick up that sword. They're feeling very much, you know, drawn to take action, almost like they're being woken up. They were maybe already withdrawn or already focused on other things, or again, if they're a part of another situation and they feel held back already from that, then whatever you've done, if you've moved forward, or if you've just kind of decided like, you know, I'm going to go another way, that's really prompted your person into action. And that's also what I see with the Sun, is like this idea again of clarity and of like mental wakefulness. So this person is really starting to see something differently and feel that energizing sort of an energy surrounding it, of like needing to take action, needing to do something. I can't let this go. I can't let this person slip away. What is the Hermit and the 8 of Swords as to how they're feeling? The Devil. Yeah, this is a very low energy. I would actually even describe that, yeah, with the 5 of Cups as like a depressive energy. Your person could deal with depression. They could just be, it could just be situational, you know, that they're in a low place and feeling badly because bad things are happening in their life right now. But your person feels so limited and so stuck, and yet so equally agitated and kind of like restless, because they feel like they cannot let you go. They cannot let this go. But it's like, what do I do? Because I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. which that is definitely a rough place to be. So let's get some Oracle and see what we've got there with the Enchanted Map. Pile 2, how is your person feeling about you? This is such a heavy energy. My goodness. It's even in my chest. This person's like very heart heavy. Magical Map Shifter. We're going to have to look that one up. Not sure what that is. Let's get some details from the book. And Field of Dreams. I mean, as much as, like, isn't that so funny that for all of us heavy energy, we get two what looks to be very positively aspected cards. The Field of Dreams, of course, is about all of this potential that exists. It's definitely relating back to the Seven of Cups for me. This is an energy, if you can see in this card. If you can see in this card, you know, there's all of this abundance possible here with all of these wildflowers, these eggs, which are a symbol of creativity and fertility. And then we've got these kind of fairies, these abundant, beautiful looking fairies, but they're all kind of asleep or they're in a state of inactivity. So for me, this is about all of the potential that exists that your person sees and they feel it and they want to take action on it. They're kind of like in the middle of acting and not acting. But at present, of course, it's all sort of like in development still and nothing's actually moving forward. Magical Map Shifter. It says spirit orchestrates everyone's destiny. So when the Magical Map Shifter card arrives, it comes with a mission to make you aware of the people who come into your life to impact your personal growth. Definitely. That spiritual awakening is happening. Perhaps you may meet a soulmate whose presence invites you to be the best you that you can be, or someone who leads you out of difficulty and into a place of safety or success. Pay attention to those individuals who cross your path today and cause you to reflect on your journey. Be awake and aware, and your person is pile 2. And you'll recognize them for the important change agents that they are. Your whole perspective about who you are and why you're here will shift. The Magical Map Shifter always initiates you into a better version of yourself. Isn't that beautiful? That is a beautiful energy, and I would have never guessed that from that card. And that is absolutely what's going on here, pile 2. Your person is undergoing a huge transformation, a huge surge of energy, and again, I said wakefulness as a result of this connection and whatever has transpired recently. I actually feel like even though the ant energy, the ant spirit is a predominant energy that they are sitting in or that maybe you associate to them, I actually think they're coming out of that kind of like group think sort of a mentality or just going in with the crowd, being a follower, doing what everyone else thinks and feels they should do, being a people pleaser. I think they're really starting to see that, you know, they need to make changes for them. They need to shift and transform their life so that they can have their happiness. And you are kind of like the catalyst for that change. And you're also who they want that with. So that's really beautiful and super, super significant. We need more cards. Let's go ahead and pull some romance angels. How is pile 2's person feeling? Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. So I think that they are, as much as they do feel very bereft over this energy, it's again very heavy and saddened. But I do think that they're trying to maintain faith and trust in the universe. They do feel to be a faithful person. So somebody who does recognize some form of religion or spirituality. They have some sort of an understanding that there is, you know, a spirit realm. And I do think they place their faith in God or in the universe to work things out. And they are trying to trust in that in the midst of all of this heaviness. This could be the one. Absolutely. Your person is definitely feeling this, pile 2. So I don't know if this was pile 1 or pile 2. I think that was pile 1. These two piles are definitely linked, pile 1 and pile 2. But in that pile, or wherever that was, it was the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. I think that was definitely pile 1. That was the beginning of like a burgeoning sort of start to someone's loving feelings, the initial stirrings of like falling in love, in fact. And I'm just getting that same sort of an energy with this. This could be the one card, you know, with this could be the one. I think they already kind of pretty much realized that, but it's like, oh, maybe because I feel a little insecure to completely commit myself to that at this point. But I think it's definitely an energy that's cycling around for them. And that's why they feel so, again, like make it or break it time, is because this could be it. And I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose this person. I don't want to lose this situation. And I do think that this person is ready to walk away from me if they haven't already. And chemistry. So they're still feeling very connected to you, I think, at an energetic level. If that's something that, resonates for you, if you guys are both very deep feelers or feel very connected in that way in the past, historically in your connection, I would just say chemistry, even if there's a disconnect right now, sort of tells me that there's a strong magnetic attraction. There's still that pull to each other. There's still that energetic tie that they feel strongly, like they feel your essence, your aura in their energetic field. Getting to know each other. This person doesn't want to give up on this. Yeah, they don't want you to give up on this either. And they want to continue to pursue this and see this through. Playfulness. I think your person just feels so much like they want to just come forward and just, we have playfulness coming up over where the sun was just a moment ago. And I do think there is a reference to children here. There's something about children, either knowing each other from youth or the person having children, you having children, wanting children together. There's just some element of like children, childlike energy, naivety. Maybe it's just being free to trust and flow with life, almost like the fool energy, to step into unknowingness and knowing that it's going to work out anyway, and believing that and having that naivety to just go for it anyway, despite not being sure. There's a lot of like that wild abandon energy coming through of what your person's feeling for you. And we have, romantic feelings. So this is definitely to say, like, if you were ever unsure if your person really, really feels love for you, this is at the top of the deck, true love. So this could be the one, and then true love. And at the bottom of the deck is express your love. You could be actually getting a message soon, or somebody sharing more with you. Again, I definitely feel like whatever is going on right now, your person is currently in a state of retreat or not wanting to come forward, but reconciliation is also there at the top of the deck. I think that's the forward energy that they're wanting to lead with. And they are wanting to take action in some sort of a way regarding this connection. So let's go ahead and I'm going to get just a few more tarot cards about what is happening for this person, Pile 2's person, when it comes to, I guess, this energy, this magical map shifter, and just all of this energy of what they're feeling and how they think Pile 2 is leaving. What are they thinking or feeling, or what are they going to do about it? Like, can you give us more guidance on that? They have strength. They're building up their strength right now and kind of trying to psych themselves out, gaining the courage to take action. Big action, Pile 2. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, there's about to be a big shift in this connection for sure. In some cases, you may have even conveyed to this person that they're pretty self-absorbed, or they just are seeing that, they have been very self-focused and they haven't done what they needed to do to kind of protect and nurture and continue to develop this connection. And, again, maybe this was you that communicated that you were done. Look at, again, that Sword of Truth is on the wall there with that Queen of Swords energy. So a lot of you, I'm feeling like you've put your boundaries up, or you've made it clear where you stand, and you're letting them know, like, I'm not showing up for this same energy anymore, and it's either going to change or I'm on my way. What is the Magician? So again, I mean, so many majors, Pile 2. We've had another 3 majors out of 5 cards come out. Magician, Temperance. Yeah, they want reconciliation. We had that earlier with the Angels cards, Romance Angels, and now we have Temperance. What is Strength? We have the King of Cups. Okay, yeah, they're holding back right now, but I feel like the floodgates are about to open. This Wheel of Fortune energy is going to be key. The 10 of Wands and the Queen of Swords and 9 of Pentacles. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, they see your value, and I just think that they can't let it go. As much as they may be stuck in some other ways, I definitely think that they are realizing that you're sick of waiting, that you deserve so much more than what you're getting, and that you really are worthy of everything that they have to give, and they either need to figure out a way to give it or move on and allow somebody else to. Maybe that's also why they're worried, is because they know that they're not showing up in the right way, and they're feeling insecure because they know somebody else will and will give you everything that they're not doing. What else is this Wheel of Fortune energy here to say? The Six of Cups. Yeah, this person is just feeling really burdened, right now. There's again this reference to either the past or something to do with children. They're just feeling very overwhelmed, but that is about to shift and change. The 10 of Wands is, again, a burden, but continuing to carry that weight, bear that weight. Again, burden also came out in the beginning energy with the ant spirit. This person is feeling that right now, but we have the 10 of Wands and the 10, number 10 for the Wheel of Fortune. 10s are the ends and the closure of cycles, completion of things. So there is something really big that is going to be ending. And then here's what's next, is this new beginning, this real solid new beginning. I think this is going to be a real offer. I actually love to see that almost more than like the Ace of Cups. But then as I say that, that's at the top of the deck. Because this is very tangible and real. So together, this is like a powerhouse, pile 2. The Ace of Cups is going to be a new beginning in love, a very strong, emotionally deep sort of a base for you two. But then the Ace of Pentacles grounds it and makes it real and tangible and stable, which is amazing. And we have the healer energy here and the energy of devotion. I definitely think this may resonate for you too, with this pile. Because at the bottom of the deck, we also have the Four of Swords. So this is just a need for this person to rest and kind of build up their strength at this time. It is coming up over strength, and to heal a bit. Maybe there's just something going on in their life that's kind of impacting things. This is also at the bottom, the 10 of Swords. So that's the energy of, again, another 10, another cycle closing out. Very painful though. And even if it's pain over this loss, this potential breakup, they're trying to heal from that at this time. They're still very loyal, very devoted to you. And I don't think this is causing them to just forget about you or turn away. I think it's actually inspiring and prompting a lot of change, even though it may not seem like it and they're being inactive. I think they're just resting and healing and kind of building up reserves to, again, take that action, pile 2. So let's go ahead and get some message cards to close things off for how your person is feeling, whatever they'd like to share with you today. And then we will go ahead and close things out. This was a beautiful reading. So much going on in this energy. Really love that. So, pile 2, what would your person choose to say to you if all blocks to communication were removed and they would share how they're really feeling about you today? What would they say? We have, I tried to stop these feelings for you, but now you are burning hotter and brighter than ever within me. That makes perfect sense, because I definitely think this person's tried to hold back or tried to stay reserved. And yet we saw with that strength energy and the King of Cups underneath, this person's definitely feeling it big for you. I was not looking for something like this. So for some of you, this, resonates that wasn't something that they were ever looking to have happen, which is also why this is prompting so many shifts, because now they're hooked. They're feeling so deeply, and yet they can't, let you walk away, even though they're not ready. I think they're trying to get themselves ready for something. Your beauty and grace captivates me. They definitely feel very abundant when they're with you, because you just amaze them in every way, physically, emotionally. They just see so much beauty in you. The kindness in your heart is so beautiful. Absolutely. Same energy. All I ever wanted and needed is you. So you could be what they've always been looking for in a person, a partner. If they're going to commit to anybody, it's kind of like, if I'm going to ever make this choice, if I'm ever going to take this leap and make this decision, you will be the catalyst. You'll be the one to have me do this. So we meet again, my dear friend, through space and across time. There may be a friend connection for some of you, or you may have started off as friends. Again, there was also a reference to like the past and childlike energy. So you may have grown up together, been friends in your youth. But I just think this is to say, like, they know that you guys are not done, and that they're going to keep running into you or keep finding their way back to you. It's not over. And it says, I can't face you right now. The intensity between us scares me. So if they're feeling a little bit vulnerable or burdened by this connection, in combination with, again, we saw some other things going on for them, maybe lifestyle-wise, practically speaking, that could be playing a factor. But they are healing from that. We have, there's a strange and deep connection between us. And last card, everything I do reminds me of you. So in their absence, if they are absent, and it definitely feels like they are, this person is definitely, you know, feeling reminded of you, and you're kind of coming up in every corner of their mind and they can't really escape you. So don't think that they've forgotten about you, because they certainly haven't. So pile 2, I hope you've enjoyed this reading today and that it has brought you some clarity. If it has and you have enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel, clicking that little bell icon as well. That helps you be notified every time I post content. And hopefully I will see you again in the future. Until next time, pile 2, I'm sending you so much loving, abundant energy, and I hope you take great care. Bye-bye. Hey, pile 3, thank you so much for being here today. I'm so happy to have you. So we are taking a look today at what your person is currently feeling about you and this connection, whatever is going on with you guys. We're going to take a look at their true and deep feelings for you. You were drawn to and chose the Penguin card, which is the energy of devotion, sociability, and order. Hopefully you can see that. And it's funny because I almost didn't choose these cards for the cover cards today. As I said in the intro, I almost chose the Oracle of Roses. And then I didn't, and yet when I was putting that deck kind of to the side, just for all of the decks I would be using today, this card slid out. So it kind of related to pile 2, but we'll see if it relates more strongly to pile 3, you guys, because we do have the healer energy, of course. So if anybody, I just want to say, is experiencing a lot of illness or injury or anything kind of unsettling or disruptive to their personal healing, health, and well-being, then I am sending you healing, abundant energy. Hopefully you can make it through that shortly and have a return to wellness. But also the dog rose. So dogs relate to the concepts of compatibility, companionship, and devotion, loyalty, right? We have devotion here in the Penguin card. So this may relate in terms of your person's energy towards you. Give me just a moment, because I've been talking for an hour or so. Now we're starting to have a little bit of trouble. The Penguin energy with devotion and sociability and order. This is a very structured energy. This is a rigid energy. It's somebody who feels deeply, but when I hear devotion in combination with these other 2 keywords, I don't necessarily get a very strong romantic or love energy. I get almost an energy of commitment to a cause or commitment to the death of, again, that idea of structure and rigidity and stubbornness. Penguins are very, I think, romantic animals. You know, they pick the pebble for their mate and they present it to them on the beach, and, you know, they do mate for life. So that's beautiful, and that could be coming through for sure as well. But again, there's just a really strong energy as well, you know, especially with the idea that all penguins are uniform. They look exactly the same, and they stand kind of in that line where they look like little soldiers. I just think that there is something really, I'm just getting a really strong energy of like conformity and rigidity and a lack of softness and receptivity to some degree. Very different energy than I initially thought I would get from that. But once we started channeling, that's what I'm getting. If that doesn't sound right to you, go ahead and pick one of the other piles. Those 2 piles, 1 and 2, were a little bit linked, but were a little bit more of a positive energy off right that I was feeling. This one feels a little bit more cold and distant, but we'll see. I'm going to begin by just also to help you further understand the context of this reading and the energy we're grabbing. I'm going to go ahead and ask for just a few cards on what is currently going on in your situation. That's going to help us to know right away if this is your pile or not. And if it's not, no worries. Just go ahead and navigate to one of the others or to one of the other readings I have. I have a full playlist of feelings readings for your person if you feel guided to go there as well. So first of all, we have justice. I didn't even get a chance to say, go ahead, select your sign, set your intentions, do all those good things so that we can be ready for this reading, but we're already jumping in. So pile 3, your person's ready to speak. What's going on in the connection is justice energy with the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. We had sociability, and that's evident in the 3 of Cups as well. This is a card of community and structure in some cases for me. We also have justice, which is again that energy of almost like a law, component, legal. There's a professionalism and like a stiffness, like a judge or a lawyer. Think of how these professions have to carry themselves, or think of how it has to be in a courtroom setting. There is no room for a gray area. It is black and white. It is right and wrong. It is this way completely, or it is that way completely. Your person, and yeah, we have white and black in the card. This person could be very much a white and black person, seeing things one way or the other, and riding the line between those things. For some of you, I'm getting, I don't know why, but we'll figure that out. However, justice to me just, again, is like this energy of a little bit of coldness and treating things very diplomatically, very, very business-like at this time. The Two of Wands is the energy of a decision needing to be made. And I kind of think that that's almost, you know, you could even look at this as like, this is the central energy of a decision, kind of, you know, being in two different minds about things. Like, do I go this way where I keep things very business-like, or kind of pursue things in a different way than what I've been doing, which is maybe the right path? Or do I, you know, let loose and kind of go with what I'm feeling? It's kind of like a head versus heart sort of an energy is what I'm picking up, but I'm going to get more clarification because this one's just a really strong yet confusing energy today. What is justice? We have the Four of Swords. It's a very just balanced, fair-minded, non-emotional energy. Very much. Your person may be treating you like, again, almost with a bit of coldness. Yeah, the Hierophant as well. The Hierophant's definitely an energy of coldness. And the Hanged Man. Your person may have disconnected from a lot of people lately. They may be kind of in a hermiting phase. I see with the Hanged Man here coming up over the Three of Cups as, you know, somebody who's just not actively engaged with others at this time, is kind of energetically holding themselves back. In this case, this is a little bit more of a violent Hanged Man. This person's literally like stuck and hanging over the side of a boat. You know, this person could be kind of in a tailspin, I'm hearing, like not doing well, perhaps. There's also an energy here of needing to kind of have some solitude or some time away to clear their mind, to purge and cleanse the energy spiritually. When I see the Hierophant, which is the priest, the high priest, I think of how, you know, that's a holy tie, and how somebody's maybe trying to, again, purify or sort of, you know, gain a sense of balance over themselves, heal a little bit. Maybe there's something going on with them that they're needing to heal from. This is a very, very interesting energy. Actually, I didn't do this for the other piles, but you know, pile 3 is going to be a challenge today. Let's get a couple oracle cards also to see what's going on in this connection. I did not spend this much time with the other piles on this portion. Rock bottom. Yeah, this person could not be doing the greatest, or wasn't doing the greatest, and now coming to life. They're trying to maybe resurrect themselves, you know, but we have ghost lands here and rescue. So for some of you, you may have a strong tendency to want to rescue this person, or to want to always try to be there to, you know, as a support to them when they do this kind of ghosting out, or this freezing out and kind of distancing from you. And the guidance is like already like, you have to allow this person to go through what they're going to go through and come out of it on the other side by themselves. They have to find a way to rescue and resurrect themselves and come back to life in their own time, in their own way. We do have a butterfly here, which could be a sign for some of you. It's an indicator of transformation, of course. It is also yellow, which is the solar plexus chakra. So what that is going to be, you know, our trigger center, but also our empowerment, our sense of drive, and our ability to kind of take charge of our own lives. And that's kind of something that I think your person is struggling with. And so their feelings, it looks like, are reflecting kind of their poor state that they're in, and how they're really not focused a whole lot on their emotions for you. But we're going to get, you know, as much as we can from them on that. If this sounds like your reading and like your person, your connection at this present time, the current energy, then keep watching. And if not, go ahead and select again one of the other piles. But let's go ahead now and take a peek at what pile 3's person is currently feeling about them. We want to get their actual feelings. Where are they at? The Sun. So, you know, at the core of it all, I think that they still feel, you know, this is not necessarily a huge love tie, but then as I say that, we have the Lovers coming out. And as I also talk about this, you know, this deck in particular has 2 lovers cards, and there's a one that's more distance lovers and they look a bit older, and then this one is these lovers that are, you know, connected and they're actually engaged and they're embracing. You know, so I still think this person is obviously feeling some loving energy too, but at the basis of it all with this sun energy, it's just a feeling of warmth and vitality and even friendship. I do think they feel very positively about you. I don't think there's anything personally against you. I don't sense any like arguments real strongly or any sort of like falling out, or it's like a strong breakup energy for pile 2, for example, and I'm not feeling that here. I'm not feeling like there was like a walking away or somebody really breaking things off. It just kind of feels like this person has kind of shunned you or shut you out and kind of gone cold on you. That's what it's feeling like to me, but there's still love there. There's still good energy. The Chariot, they're focused sort of in another direction right now is what I'm getting. But that love remains. The Nine of Cups, you're still everything that they want. You know, they feel this energy big of like, you are their happiness. You're probably one of the only corners of joy they actually have in their life is what I'm hearing. The King of Wands for the lovers, so very physically attracted to you. They feel a lot of, you know, physical draw and magnetism to be connected to you. There may be a focus on that at times, and you wonder if, you know, there is deeper emotion there. We have the Six of Wands, though, wanting to come out reversed for the Chariot energy. In this deck, the Six of Wands to me is a card almost of connection, because if you see it upright, here we go. This card is one of showing 2 people depicted together. You know, these people are in like the middle of a town square, or definitely like a, you know, an area where there's a lot of congregation of people together. And then they're, you know, both holding this cup. This could be a cup of love in some cases, but it just represents a more union-like energy for me than in other decks. And yet, you know, as I said, with this person kind of turning their focus in another direction, this is to say, like, you know, they're not focused on connection right now. They don't see or feel success being possible in this connection at this time. Definitely a lot of a lot of energy of just, I don't have the energy to devote to this right now. And then, as I said, with that emotional distance, that painful energy, even that energy of shutting someone out, we have this Three of Swords, and it's a very cold looking heart, very dark and blue. So this person's like gone cold on you at the surface. Underneath, you know, they still feel the same level of love that they have, but it's just not a focus for them at this point is what I'm getting. There's been some sort of lifestyle change or something going on within them, within their own life, just them, not like anyone else, that's impacted this. Certainly not anything you've done, pile 3. The Eight of Wands. Yeah, you give them energy. They feel energized and revitalized by you. They feel awake when they're with you, you know, like alive. Wheel of Fortune. They also feel very lucky to be connected to you, to have this connection. They do, you know, this is something that I don't think they probably share with you, but they do accept, or at least acknowledge, that there is a soul tie, because the Lovers is definitely a soulmate type energy to me, as is with the Wheel of Fortune clarifying, a card that is often related to fate and destiny. So they're seeing this as destined or meant to be at some level. They're definitely feeling like that soul tie to you. So those are the deeper feelings, you know, that exist. But at present, again, they're kind of sitting in, well, with these night energies. These are energies of, we have the Emperor on the bottom. That may be a sign for you as well. They're sitting in these lower energies, these knights, which are obviously not kings, so they're not going to be the most balanced of their suit. And they're a little bit impulsive. They also, for me, are just giving like an indication of like avoidance for some reason. Like I just can't devote energy to this right now is what the feeling is for me. So let's get some more Oracle out on the table and see what else we have for pile 3. What is pile 3's person feeling for them, please? Into the unknown. they're in like a liminal space right now, which means they're in limbo. They're in a point or a period of time in their life where just things are not clear. And I just, as much as again, they feel like this beautiful abundance with you, I really think that this is difficult for them to focus on right now as they're in this very like transitional phase of life. And we also have the making a choice energy. So some of this relates to the other piles, the concept of making a choice, having to make a decision. That's actually been a theme throughout all of the piles today. But, you know, your person has to make a choice. And what I'm hearing is a choice, you know, to be healthier, to approach this differently, to actually focus the energy here. I'm feeling workaholic for some of you. I'm also feeling alcoholic or somebody who has a substance problem for others of you. Remember how that rigidness was what came through first and foremost. And so this person has a lot of emotional distortion to them. I don't think that they're a very balanced or healthy person emotionally. I don't know if they've ever had a successful, healthy relationship, or if they have recently. It feels like a strong challenge for them to really integrate and to feel comfortable and to settle in the energy of this love, this great love that they feel with you, pile 3. So this could be a person who's young at heart, or somebody who is young in life and just hasn't, you know, had a lot of experiences. This could also be somebody who's had some painful past experiences, and so they've just kind of been stunted emotionally and energetically, and they're just not in the best place. I want to look up these cards though in the deck book just to see if there's any further detail that we get. You know, into the unknown is interesting because she's literally blindfolded, and this is for somebody's like not knowing the way forward. Obviously, it is a card though of trust. It says trust and all will be well. Life is an adventure, and often new opportunities will arise that you won't know how to deal with. This is one of those times you're required to trust that this new phase will reveal wonders and miracles as you step into unknown territory. Imagine that you are not only a pathfinder, but a path maker. Whatever your inquiry, trust that you'll be safe. Stay aware as you discover new and marvelous territories and valuable treasures. So for me, this is again somebody who's needing to kind of come into and step into their power. That may be very challenging for them, because stepping into their power may be to do something also different from what they've always done. And again, at the forefront of this energy is that sociability, that order, that devotion to a certain way of doing things or a certain way of being, and really not kind of deviating ever from that. There was a very strong energy, almost like a drill sergeant. Like some of you could have a military connection, or some of you just have somebody who is a very like strict, stringent, again, rigid, you know, personality. It's just somebody who just, they feel kind of cold, to be honest with you. It doesn't feel like the most loving, welcoming, open, warm energy for me, at least. Magic Stream says everything is connected through the universal flow of consciousness. So every experience you have seems to have its own life story, with a beginning, a middle, and eventually an end. However, there is danger in seeing events as separate from one another, since in fact they are all part of a continuity and a greater evolution. Like an ever-flowing magic stream, your experiences filter through the whole world, one leading into another, informing and influencing still more. Inspiration, invention, and revelations rarely come to just one person. The collective awareness is a shared storehouse of potential. When you remember you're a part of the fluid continuity of life, you become a channel for great inspiration. Allow the magic to flow through you and carry your dreams into reality. Your success will benefit many. This person has a lot of potential, but it doesn't feel like they're rising to that at this point. And, you know, I think that this is, again, feeling like a very underdeveloped energy in practical terms. So in terms of their developments and what they've reached in life. And I'm going to just say real quickly, I don't want to trigger anybody, but I am a veteran family. My son's father is a Marine vet. So I say this with all due respect, but anybody who has a military connection knows that those energies of people dealing with veterans can be very difficult. A lot of them come back very changed. Some of them have PTSD, of course, that's common, but also just the transition, or if you've been in the military, the transition from, you know, military life to being a civilian life is one that is very difficult for a lot of people. And it's been described to me as almost similar to when somebody comes out of prison or like jail, a very long-standing way of something being ordered and systematic. And there was definitely that legal tie there. So maybe some of you do have somebody who is involved in one of these dynamics, and then they're kind of coming out of that, you know, setting, and they're needing to reintegrate into life and like get their life figured out. And it's almost like to say they need to get their life figured out and begin making choices and taking steps and moving forward. That's why that Chariot energy, their focus is sort of elsewhere right now. And it's just, it just can't be on the connection and on this beautiful love. You know, they value it, they love you, and they feel deeply, but it just feels like there's a lot of other things. They need to start taking command over their life and kind of getting back on their feet. So, you know, if they especially have been in the military, that's not to say they haven't done anything. You know, that's a beautiful, you know, sacrifice to make, and it deserves a lot of recognition and respect. But at the same time, again, that's a certain way of life. And then when you come out of that, I mean, you kind of are starting over. There's not a whole lot of veteran support. People have difficult times transitioning back into regular everyday life. So if that's your person, you know, just honor and respect that that is the kind of the phase and the chapter of life they're in. I do think they'll come around for a lot of you if that's the case. For others of you, again, they could just have a lot of emotional damage. They could have some substance issues. There could just be something going on that's causing, again, a lot of this like dissociation and detachment, and needing to kind of step away. It ranges all the way from slightly dysfunctional to completely toxic. I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to kind of depend upon where you are and where you fall in that range. But it's definitely an energy that's of somebody who's facing and encountering a lot of challenges right now, pile 3. So just, you know, keep that in mind with who you're asking about. Let's see what we've got here. Let's get the Romance Angels cards out and see what else your person may be feeling about this connection at this time, feeling about you, pile 3. Separation. So you could be apart physically, again, if there's one of those different scenarios in place, like I mentioned, or if they're just, again, shutting you out and kind of going a different way for now. Codependency, definitely. Now, codependency looks like so many different things. And if we're going to take that same military tie, being kind of committed or used to one way of life and then having to completely change that up and do things differently, there could be a little bit of attachment to that they're having trouble releasing or adjusting to. And express your love. For some of them, I do think that they wish they could express their love to you and be more open, but they just have other things on their mind right now that they have going on. Yeah. This is a difficult energy for sure. I didn't pull this really for the other decks, but I'm going to actually use the Oracle of the Roses and just get a couple cards just to see what comes out. What else should we know about pile 3's person's feelings, please? We have the Artist. So again, there's a lot of like potential here and ability to do something great. The Citizen. Okay, so again, there's that tie to like justice and to this rigidness and perhaps to military or something dutiful that this person does. I mean, that's just like certainly coming through. And the Explorer. So again, an energy of someone who could be distanced from you physically with that and the separation energy, or it could just be somebody who is kind of needing again to figure out their own life and kind of focus on their own passions right now, or figure out things in life is what I'm getting. And that's not personal, of course. That's just your person needing to focus on self, devote to self, and get things figured out. Let's get just a little bit more information. A little more information or guidance or something for pile 3, please, about this situation. We have the World. I think this person is in the process of closing out a major cycle, transforming in some sort of a way for a lot of you. And it's almost like they're coming back from the dead. They're coming back into a new way of being. And that's causing a lot of emotional upheaval for them. Not like love emotion, but just emotion. I look at the Ace of Cups as any kind of overflow of emotion. It can be anything. It could be anger, anxiety, sadness, fear. I mean, anything. They're feeling a lot. And that cup is actually tipped over. So it's not, you know, feeling too great. And we've got the Fool, which again is this energy of a new beginning. This person needing to kind of turn the corner on their life and figure some things out. Figure out a new way forward. 2 majors out of 3 cards. It's really crazy. Again, big energies. We've also got Judgment. So again, this is energy of like waking up and coming to life and realizing, you know, or coming to those conclusions, trying to come to those conclusions of what needs to happen in their life to move forward. The 6 of Pentacles, you know, it says that once they've got this kind of figured out, well, then they may be in a position where they can give to you a little more equally, or they'll actually have something to offer. Look at how this man is actually offering a little bit, not equal, obviously, of his share, but he's offering something. He's giving at least that Ace of Pentacles. So I think your person just needs some grace, some patience, some time. And again, that rescuer energy that came out, you don't have to rescue this person. They can and need to attend to their own life, pile 3, and they will get it figured out. You can absolutely be a support and be there for them and even share with them, you know, if I can be of any help to you, then, you know, I'm here. But ultimately, I think this person's just feeling a little out of sorts, feeling the love, but not focused on it. This definitely turned into more of like what is going on in your connection reading for your guys' pile. You know, unfortunately, that was just the way the energy went. But this person does have feelings for you. They really do. It's just they also have a lot of other feelings for a lot of other things going on in their life right now. So for pile 3 and their person, if all blocks to communication were removed, they could speak freely and share whatever they wanted to about their feelings with pile 3. What would they choose to say? I want to know what they would say today. What would they say? What would they say? It's like we're star-crossed lovers. Will we ever make it work? So, you know, again, this is this energy of like frustration and just it's never feeling right, or maybe because you guys are kept at a distance or because of all these life circumstances. They kind of have that feeling of like, you know, is this ever going to ground and get going? I want to be there for you, there to take care of you. So, you know, this person definitely wants to be a more stable presence and figure in your life. I just think that that's a difficult ask right now. It's a very heavy task to consider for them and undertaking. They really have a lot more pressing things they have to focus on. It's like we share the same mind and heart, so they could definitely recognize again that strong soulmate energy that we had come through with the Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune that was earlier. That was, I think, kind of the highlight of the reading. They definitely feel very big spiritual energy with you, spiritual love. So if nothing else, know that that's at the basis of it all, pile 3. You are my star who outshines all others. Isn't that true? That would definitely make sense also. There's a strange and deep connection between us. Again, this is recognition of that soul-based kind of energy. My entire being and body is attracted to you. So you know, again, you kind of are like that life force energy. When we saw the 8 of Wands here with the sun above it, that's like you give that person a lot of light in their life and a lot of energy. How do I get you alone? Even though right now a lot of them are kind of shutting you out. For others of you, they may literally just not be able to be close to you right now and they wish they could be. You feel like the sweetest home I've never known. So again, there's that soul recognition and just that beautiful energy of security and love. And then last card is I want to dance across eternity with you. So that's beautiful. Pile 3, I hope that you've enjoyed this reading today, that it has brought you some clarity on your person. I think we got a lot out of this. I'm sending so much, you know, healing energy to your person in their next chapter in life and whatever they're going through, whatever heaviness they're dealing with, as well as to you as you deal with this situation. If you have enjoyed this reading and the messages today, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so, or also engaging with the content of this channel by liking, sharing, all of those good things, commenting if you feel called to. All of that engagement is so vital and crucial to the expansion of newer or smaller channels. So please consider that as just an exchange of energy to show your appreciation. I do hope to see you for a future reading, and in the meantime, pile 3, I'm sending you so much loving, abundant energy, and I hope you take great care.